Whew. All right, everybody, it's Dr. Perlman, and I'm coming back with another video. And you know how they say there are mornings where your dog is like a blessing, and then there's other mornings where your dog is not a curse, but certainly a pain in the ass. And today is one of Dr. Axel's pain in the ass days, so if I look distracted any moment, that's what it is. I have been recording videos all morning long, and I am going to edit my much longer, over 30-minute video that I made earlier about healing any joint, and a little bit of my story wrapped into BPC 157 and how I've had such profound success with it over the last month. But at this particular moment, I just want to release a video that states like this. I'm very happy because I just lost over 25 pounds in the last 6 months. That's right. I didn't do some, 3-month, 90-day, whatever, exercise as hard as you can and get in a caloric deficit kind of thing. I did a 6-month utilizing peptides, and I'm about to tell you exactly which ones I used. And I did it by prioritizing protein in every meal to be satiated with protein. I'm sure I was in a caloric deficit most days in terms of what my resting metabolic rate would have been. Not really the point. The point is I did not overconsume on carbohydrates. I did not overconsume treats. I did not have any alcohol. I did not have any dessert. I simply made my hobby, my lifestyle, and the micro habits built in around nutrition with prioritization of protein made a gigantic difference in my overall physique. I'm very happy with the way I look now compared to the way I look on some of my older videos. I never really do anything shirtless. I even thought about doing one this morning like that, but I just wanted to make one right here presenting to you this way. I went from 190 to say 165 by doing everything that I said just a moment ago, but it was focused like this. I prioritize weight training above all, 5 to 6 days a week weight training, traditional bodybuilding isometric style movements, bench press, dips, shoulder press, bicep curls, tricep dips, tricep kickbacks, pushing and pulling the sled slowly but with heavy weight. If you've ever seen my videos before where I tie like a harness around my waist and walk backwards to build quads, glute medius, and strengthen my Achilles and the flexibility within my feet, Achilles, plantar fascia area, along with mild stretching on the hamstring, strengthening my back through reciprocal inhibition, quadricep kicks or curls, the classic leg extension, along with hamstring curls while lying down prone. For me, the hamstring curls took a while to build up to because of my pre-existing back injuries. And I did a lot of hack squats in the more recent weeks and doing some very light dumbbell step-ups on the, like a stepping lunge with dumbbells once in a while, along with glute abduction and mild other things I might be leaving out. Those were my workouts at 20 to 30 minutes a day in the gym, prioritizing weights. And then I walk almost every day without question at least 2 miles a day in terms of getting my steps. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to walk 1.5 and 1.5 or 2 and 2, but that would really be pushing it and very taxing on my back. All that being said, I only do steady state cardio, a little bit on the spin bike here and there, steady state cardio where I can carry a conversation, much like I'm having right now with myself and you all out there, and sometimes a little bit more, but I really never push it. I do this because the science is clear. Fat burning zone 2, slow steady state cardio uses oxygen. You need to be able to use oxygen to burn through fat. Steady state cardio burn fat. Bodybuilders who get ready for prep when they get on stage 5, 6, 8 weeks out, whatever it is, they reduce the amount of heavy resistant lifting and they do up their cardio, but they're not out there doing full-blown spin Peloton type classes and they're not doing CrossFit. They're simply upping their cardio enough to prioritize shedding fat and fat only through fat oxidation, through that type of cardio aerobic burning. I mean, some people can argue a lot of these facts. Fact is, remain, they are facts. When it comes to eating and prioritization of protein, you can overconsume any type of calorie. You can overconsume, again, any type of calorie. It's a lot harder to overconsume protein, and it keeps you satiated and also does not add to the way, or so does not, the body does not keep those types of calories and store as fat the way that they do with fat and excess carbohydrates, turning your glucose into mush and being improperly stored within the muscle fibers, but rather within fat cells. And then fat cells start leaking, and then the liver gets it, and then you get fatty liver disease. These are all from excess carbohydrate, excess processed food, some excess fat, but most certainly also additional protein that can happen. But the point I was going to say, almost certainly because of high levels of glucose, high levels of insulin, thus becoming insulin resistant and going down that path of type 2 diabetes that nobody wants. Now that I said how I did it, what peptides did I use? I started out using testosterone. This was very purposeful. I did not want to just start on a GLP-1 and lose body mass along with body fat and muscle at the same time simultaneously, or risk the stigma. Yes, the stigma, but also the possibility of having some alternate effect of just reducing calories. I wanted to build in a little bit of discipline on my own with better eating habits while targeting testosterone late at night to get a stronger growth hormone pulse. But testosterone is built in such a way that it can target visceral fat. It certainly helped me lose weight in the first month, and quite a bit of, how should I say, obvious physical appearance was leaner, not nearly as lean as I am now. I also lost a lot of muscle up top, and this was always, and then this backfired when I didn't titrate down after taking a week off and going to see family in Baltimore. I was eating a little bit worse, took it for granted, came back, and I blew up like a water balloon. That's actually where I got to my probably almost 190, where 10 pounds of it was likely water weight. That stalled a lot of my progress. And see, that's okay. You know, weight loss is not linear. It ebbs and flows. I took a huge step back by not titrating down with testosterone, and it spiked my insulin from a 5 to a 30. I have a full video on this, maybe even multiple videos on this. 2 weeks later of doing nothing but eating well and walking every single day without doing any resistance training, when I had lost all the insulin resistance, so to speak, I redid my labs, and I was a fasting insulin of 2, and my IGF-1 back down to 240, I believe, from 350. So there goes all the water weight, there goes all the extra glucose, there goes all the extra insulin. Back to baseline. At that time, I started retatrutide at 0.50 milligrams of retatrutide once a week on a Wednesday night. I then titrated up from 0.5 to 0.75 to 0.75, all the way to 1 milligram of retatrutide, to which I am currently on 1 milligram of retatrutide one time a week. And the only other peptide I use right now is BPC 157 for pain and getting over my back injury. Hopefully I didn't skip anything there. So what I'll do is let you know that while I've been on retatrutide for the last 8 to 9 weeks, I did dose tirzepatide 2 times over 2 weeks, 2 milligram, and then I actually backed off because of irritable bowel. I backed off to a 1.5 milligram dose to see what would happen if I did under. That helped a lot, but it made me not able to finish food, where on retatrutide I was able to finish my food and still have, I believe, all the GLP-1 and quieting down the food noise effects. So tirzepatide, much stronger GLP-1, definitely helped control insulin. My energy was very steady, but I could not finish food. On retatrutide, GI habits a little bit better, still some GLP-1 obvious effects, but the glucagon and insulin factors of balance seem to be much more effective in my consistent, not just fat loss, but also energy and the way I perform with retatrutide. So there it is. To summarize this video, as the dog is now wandering around my feet, he might have actually just made it in the video for the first time. To summarize this video, consistent resistance training, zone 2 cardio, consistent, prioritizing protein in almost every single meal that I eat, if not almost, literally every single meal that I eat. Protein is the base. The way people talk about testosterone being the base for some of their muscle building habits, I am telling you out there, I do not miss a meal of protein. Protein is the staple of every single meal that I eat. Even if I have to go to the gym and get something as crappy as a lean body to get 20 to 30 grams of protein in me, even though it has the fake sugar, even though it's not a healthy choice, post-workout, I don't miss a beat in terms of if I'm going to eat, it's protein. I have fat like avocados. I still have toast from Dave's Killer Bread once in a great while. I have a banana here and there. I have berries and fruit once in a great while. Summer squash, butternut squash, sweet potatoes are my absolute staple of carbohydrates that I eat, along with a lot of broccoli and spinach mixed in. I rewarm and reheat food all the time, making sure that I'm not getting sick, but the way we food prep. And I make absolute sure that when I eat, it's chicken, pork, steak, fish, shrimp, protein, 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 protein. Yes, you can do chia seeds. Yes, you can do quinoa. Yes, you can do lentil. Yes, you can do all these other things to tolerance. Yes, you can use egg protein, pea protein, whey protein. Get your protein. And peptides started with testosterone. Do not start testosterone or any other growth hormone secretagogue, please, without consulting someone who knows what they are doing. Find out where to get it, find out how much to take, understand how to reconstitute. This is serious stuff. It will make you insulin resistant. It will potentially give you diabetes if you are not careful. That is not my opinion. That's a scientific fact. Retatrutide and tirzepatide. Get with someone who knows what they are doing and talk about dosing. Do not titrate up because you don't think it works. You will have serious consequences of titrating up and GI health issues along with pancreatitis if you titrate up too fast because you think it's not working. Again, talk with someone who knows what they're doing. Get your diet on a diary, right? A nutrition diary, a log, and figure out exactly what it looks like and how you can work these in and be able to tell best if not only are they working, but you're drinking enough water, you're having enough electrolytes, and you're actually eating the right foods around mealtime. Prioritizing sleep. I haven't said it enough, but my life's pretty boring and I go to bed early and I wake up early. So I believe I didn't leave out anything in terms of how I lost 25 pounds in 6 months. And if you need any kind of guidance, feel free to reach out. And I hope this video brings value. And again, thanks for tuning in. Share it with anyone that you can think of that needs to hear it. But I'm Dr. Perlman.